I heard about the Forward Foundation through my attorney, but on paper it just always looked like I made too much money. They weren't ever taking into account, oh, you've got school loans, or oh, you've got another child. And so I really didn't expect to hear from them or to hear anything good, but they changed my life.
My name is Liz Brown. I'm a financial advisor at Davenport & Company and a board member at the Forward Foundation. I am also lucky enough to be a community partner of the Forward Foundation, where I work with the parents within the program to develop a financial framework for their future. Because of this position, I get to know all of the parents very intimately. I love that I get to understand them, understand their families, their jobs. It's quite a pleasure to be able to work with these parents in such a close capacity. Because of that, I also think I have a unique perspective when it comes to understanding the needs that they have, especially when it comes to building their financial future. What a lot of individuals don't understand when they think about single parents is that there are so many more things that they are dealing with on a day-to-day basis than a two-parent household would even begin to think about. For example, a lot of individuals think about career development. For a two-parent household, going after that promotion or finding the job that has more travel is something that we wouldn't necessarily think about. For a single parent, thinking about taking a job with additional hours or with more travel is a significantly larger burden. Not only do they have to think about what that's going to mean for their life and their time with their child, but they also have to think about who's going to care for their child during that time. What are the additional costs associated with that? Is the promotion or job actually going to cover those costs? Oftentimes, you see a lot of these single parents continuing to move forward in the workforce, but continuing to bear additional financial burdens as they move forward.
Financially, just knowing, okay, this is how I need to budget, and this is how I need to set goals and attain those goals. So this is Hero. He's my youngest. He's 3.
You want me?
You say hi.
Hi.
I've got 2 girls, Lily, who's 11, and Kaylee, who is 9. The girls definitely have seen a transformation. They keep telling me that they're very proud, which is just amazing. Knowing that, okay, you're gonna have your good days, you're gonna have your bad days. You've gotta roll with both, and it's okay. It's all okay, and everyone has been there. I've been working for over a year now, which is amazing. I'm debt-free, which is amazing. Gearing up to buy my own place, which is also amazing. And I wouldn't have been able to do that without the Forward Foundation.
Another piece that a lot of individuals don't think about is the ability to have a cushion should something happen. So, all of us know life happens, the inevitable big things. The child gets sick, you get sick, your car breaks down, the AC unit breaks. The two-parent household has a lot more cushion to be able to bear this. If one individual is working outside the home and one individual is working inside the home, both of those individuals have the ability to pass time back and forth. For the single parent, not only is one income trying to absorb that blow, but there's also the time and energy associated with solving that problem. In order to solve that problem for them, that's usually money.
Yeah, it helped me survive, literally. I've never been a person that lived above my means, ever. I'm not that person that has the credit cards. I'm not the person that goes and does the shopping trips. I'm not that person. And so when you find out that you're underwater, right? This was the first home I ever owned. I didn't want to lose this home. It was important to me to not also feel like a failure. But I remember having to choose between dog food and diapers. That was a real thing.
The third piece that I would highlight that I think is important to understand is the cost of childcare. The cost of childcare has been increasing significantly over the last 5 years coming out of the COVID-19 pandemic. As we've seen that increase take place, single-parent households are continuing to become increasingly squeezed. Though the cost of childcare for a two-parent household is still very significant at 10% of their income, for a single-parent household, it's closer to 35 or 40% of their take-home income. Now, if you think about the other pieces that I highlighted, 35% of their income already being dedicated to childcare puts these parents at a fairly significant financial burden. That's the situation of most of the parents who come in and start to work with the Forward Foundation. These parents are strong, career-minded, driven individuals who work so hard to support their families. But the structure of their lives puts them in a place that they're usually carrying a significant amount of debt and really struggling to pay it off.
The biggest support has been with the daycare assistance. That has helped me tremendously. Daycare is nearly $800 a month, so the Forward Foundation has really stepped in and stepped up for us. Not only was daycare an issue, I had to have attorney fees and litigation and go through the court system just to get everything smoothed out. So the Forward Foundation has definitely helped with just keeping my life afloat. I am a native of Richmond, Virginia. I attended Virginia Commonwealth University. I graduated in 2012 with a bachelor's in Homeland Security and Emergency Preparedness. I'm also a member of the United States Navy Reserve.
Almost every parent I meet with will tell me the same story. I have done a great job saving, and then something has happened, and that is how I took on XYZ debt. And for those individuals, when we think about what the Forward Foundation is doing for them, the first piece is that they're providing education around financial literacy to help them develop the tools that they need to not have that blow happen and affect them in the long run. They meet with Chris, who develops a great budget for them. They meet with me to think about how to turn that budget and that additional income into long-term savings. In addition to that, the Forward Foundation is able to provide a daycare subsidy that provides relief for these parents while they're in the program. Now, because of the increasing cost of childcare, the Forward Foundation has chosen over the last 5 years to take on more and more parents. There is no shortage of moms applying, of parents raising their hands asking for this assistance. The difficulty is that we've had to choose to take on more parents and help more people at the cost of the daycare subsidy becoming a less and less significant portion of their average daycare costs. Today, the daycare subsidy that we provide is only about a quarter of the monthly daycare costs that these parents are incurring. What we would love to do for this gala is to raise enough money so that for the future we can cover half of the cost of daycare. Now, that additional increase is going to help the moms in two pretty significant ways. The first is when they come into the program, they are stressed, they are tired, they are carrying a very heavy load. That first 3 to 6 months, that additional daycare subsidy is going to allow them to breathe. It's going to give them the space that they need to focus on the career development opportunities that the Forward Foundation is providing, the mental health opportunities that the Forward Foundation is providing, and then also these financial literacy pieces that the Forward Foundation is providing. Once they can get a little bit of breathing room with this new daycare subsidy, on the back half, the additional subsidy is going to allow them to start setting themselves up for the future that they want. They can start putting money towards the plan that we're developing to pay down debt, to start retirement plans, to start 529 plans for their children. It is amazing to me the excitement and the energy that I receive from every parent that I work with. They are truly a blessing. All of them want to create a phenomenal future for their children. Almost every single one of them says, I want to figure out how to do this right so that my child has a different future than I did. These moms are hardworking, they're passionate, and they're caring. And this additional daycare subsidy is going to allow us to make a huge difference, not only in their lives, but the long-term lives of their children.
Help is possible. When you are feeling helpless and you are feeling like nothing is going right and everything is wrong, a lot of people are too scared to share the pain and too scared to share the struggle. When you're able to trust someone, which is really hard to do, I think many of us, especially for me, it's a personal thing, the trust for me to come to someone else and say, this is the real state of affairs. When people are asking you, let me help you, let them help you, and keep believing that good things happen, because I feel like for me, the Forward Foundation was the first good thing in a very dark tunnel, but the things that came after that, the little door that opened to let the good, come in. Don't lose hope is my message.